Hello there and welcome to Science with a Coffee. In this first lesson, we'll be classifying matter. It's a very important first step in chemistry, and it's a nice, easy, simple thing to start with. However, before we dive in, I would just like to say that at the end of this video, I'm going to put the things that I usually start my classes with. That way, if you want to stay to the end, you'll get those perks, let's say. So today, what we're going to be talking about is classification of matter. So everything around us, we can classify, name, sort, all that goodness, and scientists love doing that. Also because we kind of have to. There's so many things out there that we have to be able to organize and understand that if we don't really classify them or name them, it will get really complicated really, really fast. So today, nice simple flowchart that I have written below that this camera will pick up in a moment. I have some examples and then I'll have some practice ones for you as well, and then I'll post those answers in the link area down below. All right, so here's the flow chart. I should have used a ruler, I'm sorry, of matter, everything that makes up everything. Now, I'll be going through it with some examples. So we have matter. Matter is made up of atoms. It is everything that we know things to be. If you can hold on to it like this microfiber cloth, everything is made out of matter. Now, matter can be classified or grouped into two different broad categories. First one is a pure substance. Pure substances are only made out of one thing, and that one thing only. It can be made out of an element. So an example of this is, for instance, aluminum, or if you're British or some Canadians, aluminium. So an example of that is aluminum. Or you could have a pure substance only made out of a compound. An example of this is a nice, easy, basic one, which is water. High quality H2O. And I'll talk about that in a moment. So, going back to our aluminum. Here is aluminum. Aluminum, this is just aluminum foil. Some people call it tin foil, but it's not actually made out of tin anymore unless you're from like the 1800s. So aluminum foil or sheets is just made out of that one element or that one type of atom, aluminum. So this is pure. So there's nothing else in there. It is just aluminum. Now, some aluminum foil can have other coatings and things like that on it to make it stronger, but assuming this is just regular old aluminum foil, this is only aluminum atoms. So just the element of aluminum. So it is pure. Nothing else is in there with it. Then, as a compound, we have water. Now, for argument's sake, let's assume that is actually distilled water. What distilled water is it takes out all the stuff that's inside your normal tap water. So this, let's assume, is just water molecules, and there's nothing else in there. So that would make it a pure compound. Then an example of this other category over here in the mixture category, we have homogeneous and heterogeneous. These differ from these two because these are pure, as in they're only made out of one thing, be it a compound or be it the element. With mixtures over here, now we have a combination of either compounds or elements or both that are separate. Homogeneous means it's like one state. You can't see the different things or the components that make it up, not like my iPhone, for example. Heterogeneous means that it's still a mixture, but with heterogeneous, hetero means different basically, so you can see the different things. Homo, you can't. It is all one state, or homogeneous as some people say. And then heterogeneous, it is made out of different things that you can see. Both of these are made out of different things. These you can't see the different components of it. These you can. So let's go with some examples. Now, it wouldn't be science with a coffee if I didn't have my coffee. So here's my espresso. Now, yes, there's foam and bubbles on the top, but as you can see, those slowly go away. With my coffee here, with this liquid that you can see in that camera, because the foam's not as obvious, inside here, you probably know you have water, and just as I've drawn on my banner photo for the channel right now, you have some caffeine, you probably have some sugars in there, and then you have a whole suite of other chemicals that make it taste good. So coffee is homogeneous because there's a lot of things in that water, but it's not just water, and it's not just those different compounds, it's all of them together. Now, with our naked eye, and with most things, you can't see all the components of coffee. You would need some pretty fancy machines to see all those chemicals. Now, something that is easy to see, all the different components, and I'll hopefully zoom in for this camera, is this granola or trail mix or whatever you want to call it. In here, you have raisins, you have oats, you have almonds, cashews, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, I believe. Now, we can see all those different things. So, homogeneous, an example would be coffee. And then heterogeneous, an example is your granola. All right, so for the summary of classifying matter, everything that you know of is made out of matter. Matter can be classified as a pure substance or a mixture. Mixtures are multiple different components that you can either see the different parts or the components of it, or it's all one state and you can't see the different parts. Pure substances can be made out of compounds or elements. An example that we went over as an element would just be aluminum. So this here is just alfoil or aluminum foil, or the old name for it was tin foil because they did used to make it out of tin, but it's not tin foil anymore because it's made out of aluminum. So that is just elemental aluminum. That's the only thing that makes that up is aluminum atoms. Water is made out of hydrogen and oxygen. When you put those two elements together, you get water, and it is just that compound. So now you have different atoms kind of glued together. In a later lesson, we can go over bonding. So this water here, we're assuming is distilled water or pure water, and there's nothing else in it. An example of something where you have water and stuff in it is coffee. So with coffee, you have different solutes or different things dissolved into the water in this case. So this was hot water that has different things in the water. Now you can see that because it doesn't look like water anymore. So you know that there's stuff in this water, and that stuff makes it no longer pure. So it is a mixture, but you can't see the different things in it. And because you can't see the different things in it, it is a homogeneous or homogeneous mixture. Now, when you can see the different things, that would be like our granola over here. So again, you have the almonds, the cashews, the oats, the sunflowers, the pumpkin seeds in there, raisins, lovely stuff. All of this, you can see the individual different pieces. If I add some water to that and blend it all up, yes, it would be disgusting, but you could turn this into a homogeneous mixture if you wanted, as long as you can't see the different pieces of it anymore. Now that we've covered the examples of the different classifications of matter, I have made a separate video of 8 different practice problems that I have gone through with classifying different substances. This I've made in an own video so that this video didn't get too long, so please check that out. And I also made some of those examples slightly difficult so that even if you think you've got it, it will be a good test for your knowledge. All right, that brings us to the end of the lesson. Thanks for sticking around for this long. I hope this all helped. If you have any further questions about classifying matter or anything about these practice questions or my examples, please drop them in a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to help. So that's the end of lesson 1. Lesson 2 is going to be on atomic theory, so the history of all the things that led up to what you need to know the atom is. Well, as promised, I'll go over what I would usually start my lessons with, and that is a tip or piece of advice, a photo, a music recommendation, and a comic. Due to copyright laws, I'm not going to show the comic. I don't want to steal or break any laws with copyright for the far side. And with music, I won't play the music because I'm pretty sure my videos would get taken down, but I can still recommend a band to you guys, and that in this lesson is G-Flip. I highly recommend you check out G-Flip. Great singer. And the tip this week is to take notes. Always, 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 always take notes. Definitely take notes. Even if you don't think you'll need them, it's always a good idea to have them because then when you're studying, you at least have everything you need. Then lastly is the photo. I'll put it up now. Ta-da! This is a photo I took in Perth, Australia. That is the Indian Ocean and a surfer waiting for the right wave to jump into the ocean to go surfing. Beautiful sunset. So, special photo from me to show you guys. And with that, thanks for listening. Again, please subscribe, hit that bell, and don't forget to be the ball.